Good afternoon, my name is David, and well, today I'm gonna be showing you one of the most important points and features of one of my favorite cocktails, which is called the Mojito. Based in my background and trying several types of cocktails, I personally think that the Mojito has a perfect balance on all its tastes, because well, first thing, and one of the most important features that I recognize of the Mojito is the citric point of lemon juice, then maybe the fizzy feeling of the sparkling water, the bubbles that you feel in the mouth, everything, and additionally, the wonderful smell of mint leaves give this cocktail like a wonderful place in everyone's minds, because I mean all the flavors and all the things that mix together in our mouth are like explosive. I will start by telling you some brief historical facts about this cocktail. So the birthplace of this cocktail, the original birthplace, is Cuba, and one of the first records we have about this drink was precisely in the conquering times, when a Spanish team came from Europe, obviously from Spain, and it arrived to Cuba. Okay, in that Spanish ship there were a lot of conquerors, many people who came from Europe, and as we all know, they had like some diseases, they had some illnesses. So in the way to their destinations, they realized that there was a very particular drink that they liked, and they had the idea that this drink had like some kind of a medicine or something that could help them in order to relieve those pains and those diseases they had. Okay, so right now, I mean nowadays, the ingredients that we use for the Mojito are pretty much the same ones that they used like in the past. Well, they tended to use mint leaves, they used sugar cane, they used lime or lemon juice, and they didn't necessarily use like the same type of alcohol, because in this case we're going to make the Mojito with white rum, but they use like different types of alcohol mixed with all these ingredients that we're going to use today. At the beginning, the Mojito wasn't called Mojito. At the beginning, the original name of the Mojito was Mojo. Then, as we all know, Cuba is a Spanish-speaking country, so they changed the original name from Mojito from Mojo to Mojito, which in Spanish means like in English means like a little bit wet or something like that. So with the years and as the time passed, it started to grow one of the most important companies in the world that nowadays we know as Bacardi, because Bacardi was one of the first companies that started to prepare white rum. Okay, nowadays Bacardi has developed like several types of rum, from gold rums, dark, light rums, that people use a lot in different types of parties, especially because we can mix this specific beverage with a lot of, we can pour it, we can mix it with a lot of drinks, and we can use it as well with many garnishes, which is something wonderful for many people. So, what do we need in order to make this Mojito? Actually, the process is very simple. However, there are like a couple of things that we really need to keep in mind when we're making this cocktail, okay? So, I will start first by telling you the ingredients and the tools that I will use for it. As I've already showed you, the ingredients that we'll use are the mint leaves, sugar cane, I have lemon. Remember that we can use lemon or lime juice as well. This time I have my soda over here. And we cannot take for granted the spirit that we will use this time, okay? In this case, as I told you, we're going to use the white rum, which is Bacardi. But remember that as long as you have a white rum, you can use that one, okay? So the tools that we will use for it are, well, our rock glass. Remember that, well, when we're making a Mojito, it's like much better using this type of rock glasses. So we also have, well, I have my like a metallic straw here that I will also use it as a bar spoon because I don't have one. So I'm going to use this metallic straw in order to mix like all the garnishes, the ice cubes, everything I've got in my cocktail, okay? And well, what else? Here I have another spoon. This is my mom's spoon that is going to help me like measuring the quantity of sugar that I will add like in my cocktail. And obviously I'm going to use ice, okay? Because it's a very important thing for my cocktail, okay? So, the first thing that we're going to do in order to make our Mojito is to squeeze some lemon on it, okay? So we're going to squeeze like some lemon juice on it. Approximately the quantity we will use are 25 ml of lemon juice, okay? So here I have lemon juice. Okay, perfect. Now, the next step is to add the sugar bar spoons. So this time I'm going to add only 2 bar spoons. Remember that, we cannot go beyond the quantity of sugar we're going to add. So I'm going to add 1 bar spoon, 2 bar spoons, okay? So 1 and 2 sugar spoons if you want, and if you like something sweeter, you can add like a little bit more of sugar. This time I will do it with this one, okay? Once we add the sugar in our rock glass, what we're going to do is to take our bar spoon. I told you I'm going to use this straw. So I'm going to, with our bar spoon, we're going to mix all the glass, okay? The idea is that, as we all know, sugar has grains on it. So we really have to make sure that all the sugar grains at the bottom of our glass are totally gone, okay? So I'm going to mix it. And I'm going to mix this one as well. Perfect. Now, the next step we will do in order to complement all the flavors about this cocktail is to add our mint leaves. This time I'm going to use these mint leaves. I'm going to grab them. And something important for these mint leaves is that we only have to slap them like a little bit, okay? So we slap our mint leaves. Sorry, I let one fall. So we're going to give like a little bit heat in our mint leaves so they release like all the smells, okay? So once they relieve all the smells, we're going to slap them like a little bit. Perfect. And now the next step is that we're going to take our glass and then we're going to grip all the mint leaves that we slap. So we're going to grip them like at the top of our glass, okay? So we grip them and then we add them to the garnish, okay? We add them to the lemon juice. So I'm going to do pretty much the same thing with the other glass. I'm going to sleeve the mint leaves. I'm going to hit them like a little bit so they release their smells. And then we grip them at the bottom, at the top of our glass, okay? Perfect. Now, the next step in order to continue with the process of our cocktail is to add we can use like ice cubes. We can also use like how do you say? You can also use like the smashed ice. Whatever type of ice it is, we can use it, okay? So I'm going to take the ice here, 1 minute. And we add the ice. This time I think I will use my hand. Okay. Something important that we need to keep in mind is that at every time we add like the ingredients in our rock glass, it's very important to start like at the beginning mixing it with our bar spoon, okay? So the cocktail gets like all the flavors and every ingredient of the cocktail gets like surrounded of those flavors, okay? So I already added like the ice. And the next step that we're going to do is to pour approximately 30 ml of our Bacardi or our white rum into each glass, okay? So I'm going to add more or less like in the middle of the glass, or we can also add like a little bit higher of the middle, and that's it. So as you can see here in the glasses, I think that I've gone like a little bit beyond, but well, I think it's okay. And now we're going to do the process that I already told you, okay? So we're going to grab and we're going to take all the ingredients we have here, and we're going to start we're gonna give like a quick stir in each one of our glass, okay? So we're going to start perfect. Something that you can use in order to avoid what just happened to me, because like the content got out of the glass. So this time we're going to use this small towel. We're going to place it like at the top of our glass, and we're going to start like giving a quick stir, okay? Finally, the last things are pretty simple. So this time we're going to grab our metallic straws. We're going to place our straws in each one of our glasses. Then the next step is to fill the missing part of our glass until the top of our glass with our soda. So we're going to add our soda on it. Perfect. And well, something that I really like to use as a garnish, and something that I've seen in the web, is that many people like to use the same things that they use in their mojito in order to make the preparation. They use the same things as garnishes, okay? So this time I have these like little mint leaves. I'm going to do pretty much the same process that I did with the previous mint leaves. I'm going to slap them like a little bit. as I told you, they will, at some point, they release their aromatic oils, and once we place them like at the top of our glass, we will realize that when we drink, at every sip that we have of the glass, then we can feel like the smell of our mind leaves, okay? So we have our garnishes over here. We place those garnishes here. And well, that's pretty much like a mojito looks like. It's like the normal appearance of a mojito. Well, that's pretty much the process. Actually, you can prepare mojito with a lot of different flavors. There are a lot of different fruits that you can use for it. You can make a mojito with mango, with cherries, blueberries, there are many fruits we can use for it. And here I've got like kind of an example for you, because you can even add like food color drops. Okay, so this time I brought the blue one. This color is I think it's really nice for me, and it looks really nice in the mojito. So I'm gonna give you one example. I'm going to add only 2 drops of our blue color. So I have 1 and I have 2. Well, I added 3 drops of my food color drops. I'm going to make the same process. I'm going to stir them, and then you will realize how the blue color glows up and how it grows, okay? It's actually a very nice appearance of our mojito. Perfect. So this is another appearance of our mojito. This is what our 2 versions of mojito look like. So, well, I think this is a very nice cocktail. As I told you at the beginning, it's very flexible. You can use it with a lot of foods. You can drink it at every time. So I think that right now I'm gonna drink them both. They look really nice. Well, what are you waiting to do your own mojito?